Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, at whatever time you're watching this. Happy to have you here. My name is Dries, I'm the founder of Plunk, and I'll be today's guide in this little discovery demonstration video of the product. Today, we will try to implement Plunk into a Next.js application that uses Supabase, but you'll be happy to hear that Plunk works with everything or close to everything thanks to our versatile API. So if you want to implement it in another language or a no-code, low-code tool, you'll be happy to hear that that also works. But today we'll be focusing on Next.js and Supabase. So let's get started. Now, I've got to be honest, right? I've already did a little bit of preparation work before we got started. What I already have is a Next.js application with a login page and a dashboard page. And I already went ahead and coded the logic to get accounts into Supabase, right? So all that we need to do is implement Plunk. What I already did on Plunk's side is I've created a new project, which is completely empty, as you can see. No contacts, no events, no templates, no actions, nothing. So we'll be able to go through it together. The first thing that we'll need from Plunk is the API key. In this case, we'll be using the public API key since we're working on a front end. Now, we can call Plunk's API manually, but in this case, we will be using Plunk's node package. So what we're going to do is we're going to do yarn add plunk/nodes and let that install. Plunk also works with a client like Supabase does. So this setup, we can almost replicate it with Plunk. So let's make a new file called plunk.ts. Let's go ahead and import Plunk from @plunk/nodes. And let's create a new Plunk client. So Plunk, there we go. And as you can see, it already tells us it expects our API key. Let's paste it in here and we now have this client. This is a good time to have a look at how Plunk works, right? Because we already have this client, but what do we need to do with it? Well, Plunk is an emailing application that works a lot on automations. So those can be marketing automations, for example, drip campaigns, welcome sequences. That's one that I see a lot. So that's also the one that we'll be doing today. This works in 3 steps. Step 1 is your events, and events are just events that you send through the API. They can be anything. In our case, we'll be tracking when someone creates an account, but what I see a lot is people tracking, for example, changes in subscriptions, right? When someone changes from a plan, or if projects get deleted and you want to do a follow-up and ask, hey, what's up? Everything still good? Why did you delete your project? Once you have your event in the dashboard, you'll create a template, and templates are blueprints of emails that you're sending out. They're basically the template that will be sent out after we filled in all the data. So with Plunk, you can also link variables to your contacts, which we'll also be doing today. You can fill them in the template and then send it through an action. But let's start with the beginning, right? Let's get our event into Plunk. As you can see, when someone submits our form, we already create an account in Supabase, but let's do something else too. Let's use Plunk. So what we're going to do is we're going to do plunk.events.track. There we go. And let's see what this expects, right? I can see that it needs an object. So an event, an email, and optionally data, which we'll be implementing later. Event, let's call it account created. There we go. And then email will be the email of the user that created an account. Let's restart our app. So that is now running. Let's quickly refresh it and let's create an account and see if it works. So we will be using my email here, my super secret password. Let's press sign in. And there we go. I'm now redirected to my dashboard and some stuff happened. First up, my account was created in Supabase. That's already great. But the second thing that happened is you can see that our event account created is now ready in Plunk. Not only that, but my email has automatically been added to the contact list in Plunk, which means that we can now use it to do all sorts of cool stuff. We have our event, step 2, our template. Let's create a new template called Welcome to my app. Now, templates in Plunk are written with Markdown. If you're not familiar with it, it's this really handy markup language which makes it easy to format text. So, for example, an hashtag signifies that we have a heading. So, hello there. Welcome to my app. This will be our template for now. We'll extend it later. You also see this drop down here, which gives you the opportunity to select if this is a marketing template or a transactional template. The big difference between the two is that Plunk also offers contacts the ability to subscribe and unsubscribe from marketing emails automatically. So if we say, hey, this is a marketing template, Plunk will automatically add a update your preferences footer underneath the email. You don't have to do anything. It works out of the box. Let's create our template. So we now have our event, our template, and as you can see, we also have 2 template events. And these template events are automatically used by Plunk to track the delivery and the opening of your emails. Once again, completely out of the box, no input needed on your side. We have our template, we have our event. Last step, creating our action. Let's call it welcome flow. And this action runs when these events are triggered. In this case, it's going to be account created. We don't want to exclude contacts, the template that we want to deliver. And we have 2 extra options, which we will not be using today, but they're really handy. One is the delay before sending. So we can tell Plunk to only send the email, let's say 2 days after someone has signed up. Something that I see a lot for feedback, for example. Someone creates an account and 2 days later you automatically ask them, do you have any feedback? What's up? And run once, which we will not be toggling today since I will be using the same email. Let's create our automation. And there we go. Everything is now up and running. As you can see, our template has switched to active. Our action is ready. So let's go back and let's try that again. Let's create my account. And as you can see, our welcome flow has automatically received 1 triggers. If we open up our contact here, we can see that the last activity was a few seconds ago. And if we open up the journey, we can see that this email has triggered account created. That automatically triggered our welcome flow, and our welcome to my app template was automatically delivered. Let's quickly head to my inbox. There we go. And here we are. My welcome to my app template was indeed delivered to my inbox, all on full auto. Thanks to this little piece of code, all the rest of the configuration has been abstracted to the Plunk dashboard, meaning that Plunk creates almost no technical debt, since it's very easy to add and also very easy to remove once you're done using it. There are some other things which are interesting. Let's say that we have a link that we want to add. So, welcome to my app, but we'll be adding a link here as well. I'll be linking to the useplunk.com website. So my website. Let's save our template and let's try it again. Okay. So we've now updated our template in the Plunk dashboard, which means that it automatically updated as well. And we see that we now have this link here. What happens if I click it? Sure, I just go through the website that was linked. But if you now head to the Plunk dashboard and we look at our contact, we once again see that the welcome flow was triggered, the template was delivered, it was also opened, works out of the box automatically. And if we head over to the analytics, right, we can see most clicked links. Right, this is interesting. We can see that one person has actually clicked on this link in our template. And if we go a little bit further, we can even see that that one person came from the welcome flow, giving you an amazing overview across everything that you're trying to do. Last part of Plunk is campaigns. And campaigns are broadcasts to a segment of your contact list. For example, a New Year's promotion where you want to send out a code. Let's try to create a new campaign. At first it looks very normal, but let's open up the advanced selector and see what we can do here. In here, we can automatically filter contacts based on queries that happened in our application. So, for example, we can say we want all contact that has triggers for event account created. And we can even select when we want those. So everyone that triggered account created in the last week, select, and our contact is now automatically selected. And we can write out a broadcast campaign. It's as easy as that, right? So simple. We'll be going one step further. We're now be adding data as well. That's what you saw here. So if you say data, and data expects just an object with keys and values. In this case, we'll be hard coding it, but you can make this variable as well. We'll be tracking the name. And in this case, I'll be the one creating the account, so let's put my name here. If we now go back to our application and we try this again, we go to our dashboard. If you now open up this contact, you'll see that it has automatically received this linked data property called name and the value that we put in there through the API. This also links back to our campaigns, since we can now filter on all contacts with parameter name and this value. So that's all integrated. And that's really the power of Plunk, right? It's this one shared data platform where everything comes together and everything is linked together in this very beautiful way. We'll be going one step further again. Let's edit our template, because what would we be with that data if we can't really use it? So let's say, welcome to my app, and then use this double brace syntax to indicate that we want to use a variable. Let's delete the link and save the template. Let's clean up our mailbox for a second. Here we are. So our template has been saved. Our contact is once again ready to trigger the flow. So here we go. Let's create our account once again and wait for the email to arrive. And as you'll see, this data property is still there. It automatically gets updated every time. Let's head back to our inbox because I see a little pop-up here. And here we are. Welcome to my app, Dries. It's as easy as that. Getting started with Plunk is such a smooth experience. I really think that you'll enjoy it as well. That's all there is to know about the essentials of Plunk, but there is so much more to do with it, right? And some companies are already building so much cool stuff. So if you feel like Plunk can be of value to you, then I suggest you check out our Discord server. You can find it at useplunk.com/discord. Our documentation is, of course, also available on docs.useplunk.com. And then I hope to see you on the Plunk platform really soon. Have a great day.